Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the daily reading for Monday, March 8th, 2021. And today is the day that's ruled by the root chakra and guided by flowering. And the galactic signature of today is the yellow rhythmic seed energy. And so this yellow seed energy is all about targeting, flowering, and awareness. And so it's understanding that everything begins as a seed. And even though a seed is a small and seemingly insignificant thing, it holds the holographic blueprint for all of creation within it. And so it's about planting those seeds with intention today. What is it that we are wanting to flourish in our lives? What is it that we are wanting to create? And how can we just plant those seeds today, knowing and understanding and having faith that those seeds hold within them all that is necessary for our desires to fully flower and manifest in the physical world, provided we provide them with just the right amount of nurturing that they need, no more and no less. With this rhythmic tone today, we're also being asked to seek balance in all that we do, in all of our endeavors. And I want to actually read you guys something that I found relating to this galactic signature today, because I thought it was really beautiful, and they say it better than I would be able to say it probably. And so it says, the yellow rhythmic seed reminds us that it is not always the content of our lives that needs to be transformed as much as it is the context. We don't necessarily need to lessen the aspects of our lives we are balancing, but we do need to be aware that they each get the attention requisite for them to thrive. To put it another way, we have all the pieces we need to put the puzzle together. What's there for us to do now is to put them in order. And before we can put them in order, it's imperative we are aware of our intended target. With balanced awareness comes organization of intention. With organization of intention comes clarity of thought. With clarity of thought comes focused action. With focused action comes desired results. With desired results comes the experience of accomplishment. With the experience of accomplishment comes self-fulfillment. With self-fulfillment comes balanced awareness. And with balanced awareness, we come full circle, able to fully enjoy the plethora of beauty all around us in our flowering garden. Very beautiful, very powerful. Right? So sow those seeds today, plant those seeds, set those intentions, and balance and prioritize with awareness everything in your reality and what it is that that specific area of your life needs in order to flower and flourish. For the astrology today, we have the moon still in Capricorn, and we have, let me see here, no figures going on, but we do have the moon in conjunction with Pluto today. We have the moon conjunct Pluto. We also have the moon in a sextile to Neptune and squaring Eris and true black moon. We have Mercury also sextiling Eris and true black moon. And so what I'm feeling with all of this today is just that it's absolutely a very psychically powerful day today. It's also a day where we may be feeling a little volatile. And so we want to be aware of this. We want to be present with this. When we have the moon and Pluto in the sign of Capricorn, Capricorn is an earth sign. It's a steadier energy. It's a more stable energy, which is helpful. However, Capricorn is that energy that kind of can simmer and then boil over. And so we want to be aware if we are simmering today so that we can address that before the point of boiling over. Because there's a lot of energy going on, a lot of powerful emotional energy, a lot of powerful psychic energy. And where it's just that Pluto with the moon energy is really amplifying whatever is showing up in our emotional nature. And so we want to be aware of that. With this sextile to Neptune, though, that is a beautiful, beautiful connection. And the moon will be moving into conjunction with Neptune along with Venus and the sun for that new moon. And so she's already having a conversation with Neptune in this sextile. And this is bringing a lot of really beautiful, idealistic, gentle kind of energy. But it's an interesting thing because the Neptune energy can be a bit illusory. And then we have the Pluto energy, which is very not. And so, especially with Paulus right now moving into the sign of Pisces, which I see as an interesting, it's an interesting placement because Paulus is all about strategy. Paulus is all about design, about patterns, right? And also about very much about creativity. And so that creative energy very much amplified by Paulus moving into Pisces. But also I can see this either as an energy where we're really being able to see things from a higher spiritual context, and it's sort of bringing things into clarity, or it could be an energy that is sort of reducing our clarity depending on how we experience this. But with that Pluto energy conjunct the moon, it may be bringing some things into focus. And so, yeah, we just want to pay attention to whatever is coming up today and the best ways to navigate that energy. All right. So let us see here. What are we going to pull for cards? Yeah, I'm wanting to pull a couple angels and ancestors cards to start us out today. Clear. What guidance do we have from the angels and ancestors for today? What guidance, what wisdom, what messages want to come through? That's a lot of cards there. I saw the moon in the winter card trying to pop out. We'll see what actually comes out. And we are wrapping up winter right now. Thank God. I mean, with all due respect to all the seasons, but all right, we have the Air Guardian, shift your perception, coming out. This is that energy of seeing things clearly, like we were talking about. Then we have the Water Guardian coming out, connect with your emotions. The Hermit, retreat and recharge. And the Oracle, wait for important information. With honor your inner knowing, Medicine Mother on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so what I'm feeling is that, and this is why with this heavy Piscean energy that we're experiencing, especially right as we move toward this new moon, I feel as though there are many of us who there's something going on emotionally that we're perhaps not acknowledging, that's been wanting to rise to the surface to be acknowledged. And there's something that whatever this emotional energy is that's wanting to be acknowledged, it's really going to assist us. It's acknowledging it is going to be to our benefit, even though it may feel uncomfortable. And this may be something that we're not even consciously doing. And that's why with that Pluto conjunct the moon energy, that brings up that subconscious energy. And so it may be rising in our perception a little bit today. And so our guidance is not to shut that down if that's coming up, because it has an important message for us. And it's to really shift our perception of whatever this emotional response is that's coming up, to see it, to not see it as, don't see your emotions as an enemy today. See your emotions as a friend. See your emotions as providing you guidance. They're giving you input on what's going on how you feel about what's going on. There's something important that your emotions are trying to communicate to you. So really allow them to communicate that to you. And what they communicate to you may shift your perception even more. And then with this Hermit, it's like in order to connect with that, you're being guided to retreat right now and recharge. To go into that quiet space, right? Where you are able to connect to whatever is trying to come up for you and really receive the messages that your emotional body is trying to give you today. And it's also, there's, right, with this Oracle, wait for important information. This is important information. Whatever your emotions are trying to teach you or show you today it's necessary. It's necessary for you to understand so that you can move forward. It's necessary in order to shift your perception. And like whatever this important information is, it's going to come through meditation. It's going to come through this contemplation stage, right? It's not going to come from the outside. It's going to come from the inside today. And if there is a situation that you've been trying to figure out how to take action on, there is important information coming that's going to make that decision more clear. So wait for that and pay attention to that and the ways that that information may already lie within you, right? Connecting with your emotions, shifting your perception, going into that quiet space may give you some of this information that you seek. And then we have the Hunter, track down your fears and desires. And so this is very much that energy of understanding. And this is sort of, this goes really well with this yellow seed energy, right? It's, what are your desires? What is your intended outcome? What is it specifically that you are wanting to manifest, and why? What is in a certain situation? What are your fears and desires in that situation? What do you want from it? What are you hoping for? And what is it that you're afraid of? And really understanding, there's a lot that we can understand about ourselves when we get really honest with ourselves about our fears and our desires. And a lot of times we have fears around our desires, right? They're kind of designed that way to force us to go into our fears, to face those in order to be able to experience what it is that we want to experience in this lifetime. And your emotions may tell you something about your fears as well as your desires. Your emotions are really the key here, I'm feeling today. And then we have the High Priestess coming out, harness mystic power. Star Ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. And Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. Ooh, so that's powerful energy. And then Spring on the bottom of the deck, see your seeds grow. Loving that seed energy, right? We're planting those seeds, but those seeds will be growing very, very quickly. But it's all about paying attention to what it is that we're planting and how we feel about what it is that we have planted, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of POWER available to you right now as well. And I feel like for some of you guys, it's also about connecting in with your emotions is what is going to fuel and allow you to harness this mystic POWER. And so that's another reason why those emotions are so important, right? Because we manifest with emotion as well. And we don't necessarily always talk about this all the time, right? But it's that feeling into things. What does that feel like? What does it feel like to have the thing that you're wanting to create? That feeling is what supercharges that process. Emotions are very, very powerful. And the more deeply we can connect with them, it's just like the mind, right? Everything is a tool when we understand how to use it. And when we understand that we are not a VICTIM to it, right? Because we can get into that energy. That's sort of the trick, right? Is a lot of these things where our POWER actually lies, they present themselves and we perceive them sometimes as something to be feared, as something that is an ENEMY, but it's not. It's just understanding how to work constructively with those energies. And so that's what we're learning to do with our minds. That's what we're learning to do with our emotions. And like both of those aspects actually coming through. We have the mind and the emotion that the harness mystic POWER is sitting on top of. So those two merge together. Understanding how to work with those two energies together is really what helps you to harness this POWER. And to really follow the voice of your soul and where it is that it's leading you. And if you are able to do this, I feel for some of you guys too, this is the Star Ancestor card. And so you may be getting assistance from your star family as well, and tapping in with them, connecting with them. And really like what they want to do ultimately is they want to connect you to the voice of your own soul. So they'll guide you, but what they're guiding you to is your own soul, because your own soul knows everything, right? We talk about this all the time. You are the oracle. You are the ancestor. You are the ascended master, right? You are the angel. You are that being of light. And so it's like they're leading you. It's like the spiral, right? They're leading you full circle so that you come back to yourself. But for some people, it's going to be really helpful to connect with them. And this transformation, this shift that is happening as we learn how to utilize and harness this mystic POWER is really transforming us. And it is unveiling. It's like our gifts are slowly unveiling themselves. And the more we throw ourselves wholeheartedly into this process, the better able they are to do just that. And with spring, see your seeds grow. I'm definitely feeling for some people as we move deeper into springtime, a lot of this energy is really going to take root and begin to express itself more dynamically in our lives. What else do I want? I think, yeah. And then as I shuffled, it landed on Shield Maiden, make plans and focus, right? Yeah, we're going to pull a couple Keepers of the Light cards. Clear. What guidance do we have from the Keepers of the Light for today? Yeah, and so we also want to remember, right, that Pluto is the planet that represents POWER in its rawest and most mystical form. And so with this Pluto conjunct the moon energy, it really is in a way sort of unveiling the power of our emotions, and really can teach us how to utilize them if we allow that process to occur. It's showing us those subconscious emotions that need to be, that are bringing us messages, right? They're like messengers. And it can really, today is a powerful day where we can begin to learn how to utilize that for our greatest development, how to utilize our emotions for our greatest development as souls. Then we have the Miriam, Sacred Vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. And every time that card comes up, you know, we always like to say, love has no boundaries, but we do. And so what we mean by that is, like, allow love to be boundaryless, but make sure that you set those healthy boundaries for yourself as well. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people here who, and myself included, really need to remember that, because that's a big thing that we're working on. We can love without boundaries, but we ourselves have to have boundaries in how we express that and how we extend ourselves and what we allow, right? Like, I can love you and you can be over there and I can be over here, and I can still love you from here if that's what's necessary, right? So just always throwing that out, But I love this Sacred Vision. That's really what I'm feeling. And I actually want to read from the book, because we don't pull out the book very often for these cards, but there's some really beautiful stuff in here sometimes. Yes. And so this says, the Miriam, which means the beloved, are twin flame angels who come as one. They are mirror images of each other. They are the angels who appeared to Mary Magdalene in the tomb of Jesus after his passing. These angels spoke directly to Mary and helped her move beyond her grief so that she was able to commune with Jesus once more. They can help us move beyond the cloud of grief too. They heal grievances of all kinds, including ones that have been created by religion or the idea that God does not love or accept us because of a mistake we once made. The Miriam help us remember that we don't need to ask God for forgiveness because he never condemned us in the first place. Right? We do that to ourselves. There's a real opportunity for you to move beyond grief or grievance at this time. The Miriam are here, swirling their holy light all around you so that you can regain a sense of union with Spirit. You are loved beyond words. Choose to see the light of God in everyone and everything, and to love without boundaries. Honor others and honor yourself with your sacred vision. You are in a space of deep healing and forgiveness. Choosing to see the light of the world will help you grow even more. Yeah, so this is really powerful energy. And I'm definitely feeling this for people, especially for people who are healing from grief right now. As I was reading that, like, I felt very moved by that. And so I feel as though if there is something or someone that you are grieving right now, whether you lost them in a more literal sense, or whether it's just someone or something that's been removed from your life. And we've been getting this energy in different decks, right? About, like, it's okay to grieve in all aspects. It's okay to grieve the parts of you that are leaving. It's okay to grieve unhealthy things that are moving out of your life, unhealthy habits, unhealthy people. And of course, it's okay to grieve those who we've lost, who have transitioned. But yeah, so them really coming through that grief for some people is what I feel. Part of what I feel these emotions that are being suppressed is not wanting to allow ourselves to feel the depth of feeling, because grief is a very deep, deep feeling, and it feels it's heavy, right? It can feel heavy. So the Miriam are coming in and offering you their service to lighten the load of that grief, to make it feel less heavy, to support you in allowing yourself to experience that so that you can heal from that. And anyone who is working on practicing forgiveness for something, I'm hearing that, like, working to forgive the unforgivable, right? There are some things that we experience, some things that happen in our traversing of this reality, some things that we came here to experience that are extremely traumatic and painful. And it's very, very difficult to forgive. either someone who played a part in that, or sometimes even to forgive ourselves for the part that we may have played in those situations, right? And so the Miriam are offering their assistance with that as well, because you deserve to heal. You're ready to heal. You are ready to release all of that grief, all of that sorrow, all of that resentment and frustration and pain. So really allow them. And with this, see the light in all, right? That means like see the light in even your most painful of circumstances, because there is light present in everything. We came down here to experience everything, the good, the bad. And those are just labels anyway, right? When we see everything, see the light in everything, that's when those labels begin to blur, and it's no longer defined as good or bad, right or wrong, right? We begin to see it within a richer context. And so that's what they are here. That's that sacred vision. That's what they're here to allow you and assist you to do, is to see the light, to see the lesson, to see the gift, to see the virtues in every experience, and then to be able to move beyond that. And then we have Lady Portia, Divine Order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. Yeah, and a lot of us are in this process right now where it's like we're in situations, we're trying to navigate situations, we're trying to navigate situations with integrity, and sometimes it's not very clear what the right decision is. And so that's also where like that comes from within you, right? With this oracle energy, wait for the information you need, and going within to find that information, pulling your energy back so that you can really connect to yourself and to your truth, and really receive that information wherever it's coming from, your star family, your higher self, source, in order to make that right decision, to weigh your mind, to weigh your emotions. This is really a time where we're being called to learn how to navigate situations through our own understanding, through our own perception, through our own process of discernment. And so it's like, what do you feel? Once again, connecting to the emotion, right? What feels right in this situation? And do that. Anything else there? And Kuan Yin, care and compassion. Choose to be loved. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. Yeah. So once again, that do what is right for everyone involved. And so it's really just understanding, first of all, what is right for everyone involved, what feels right for everybody involved, what makes you feel good, what allows your head to hit the pillow at night and doesn't leave you tossing and turning for hours in emotional turmoil, in anxiety, right? What solution, what choice, what decision sort of unknots that pit in your stomach? What brings you a sense of relief? Okay? Even if it's not an easy choice, if it brings you that sense of comfort and relief, then you know that it's the right one. Right and wrong being, of course, like we said, you know. And then we have El Moria coming through again. He came in the other day. Awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. So just know that you are so supported. You are so guided right now. And then the Heart Awakening card on the bottom of the deck there, which is always beautiful to get. Yeah, you are so protected. You are so loved. And this cloak energy keeps coming up too, right? And so I am going to read the El Moria card for you guys because it talks about the cloak in here, I believe. And we talked about that with Metatron's cloak as well. That came up in the Pick a Pile reading the other day, which was really interesting. And so this says, El Moria is a spiritual name that was given to protect the identity of Ranbir Singh, a spiritually aware man born into a powerful family that ruled Kashmir, a region in the Indian subcontinent in the 19th century. It is said that he interceded both spiritually and physically to stop the British invasion of the region in 1845. This wise soul is now available to help us remove any energy from our life that is not serving our connection to God. He is a wonderful guide to call on if we are unsure if something is real or not. He helps awaken our I am presence, which is our truest connection to our soul and to the universe itself. And this is just what we were talking about, right? How our guides are coming to reconnect us with ourselves. Spiritual protection is important at this time. Ensure that you are cleansing your energy before putting on protection. Almoria is here with a legion of angels to help you understand where you are at now. Fire up your divine connection and detach from dramas, people, places, and emotions that no longer serve you. Remember that within you there is a mighty soul light. Allow that light to shine through your entire being. Then call on Almoria and his angels to surround you in a light that will keep you safe on all levels. Also know that facing fears and seeing the truth will strengthen your connection to the universal life force. And what did we have? Looking at our fears and desires, understanding the fears and desires, right? Acknowledging the emotions that need to come up, that need to be moved through, that need to be released. Just a lot of stuff, right? Tying that together. I guess it doesn't talk about the cloak in there. But I sometimes visualize it as a cloak, like a silver cloak that I'm pulling over myself. We've talked about that sometimes. But yeah, really beautiful, really powerful reading today, you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope that you have an amazing day. If you like this video, comment down below. Let me know how today is going for you. There are links down below to donate if you feel so moved to do so. And my email is also down below with a description of the different services that I offer if you would like any assistance at this time. Sending you all the love and all the light and all the beauty and all the joy that is yours. Because you deserve it. Why? Because you are.